I'm so glad you can be with me here today. The topic is feminine archetypes. First, a hello to my listeners in San Francisco, California. I love knowing you're there. I've only got to visit your beautiful city one time for a radio convention, so a very long time ago, but I had a fantastic time. Your weather suits me so well. Thanks for tuning in. So, this episode, we're going to be delving into feminine archetypes and providing insights into each type and how they relate to your possible personal experiences. This exploration can empower you to understand and embrace the unique qualities that define you or the women in your life. So, what are feminine archetypes? They are universally recognized symbols and themes that represent various aspects of the feminine experience, and this is across cultures and history. By identifying with one or more of these archetypes, women can gain insights into their behavior, motivations, and desires. So, I'm going to talk about the most well known first. Chances are, when you think of feminine archetypes, what comes up is mother, maiden, mother, crone. And I like it because it values the all stages, maiden, mother, crone equally. And this is particularly important today because so much value is placed on the youth of the maiden in our culture. And it can be hard to remember the value that the mother and the crone have to offer. However, the idea of the maiden, mother, crone comes from a time when we typically had babies by the age of 14, were grandmothers at the age of 30, and didn't live much past age 45. Not only have we changed biologically, but our choices have also changed. And this leaves many women feeling that these three traditional categories no longer truly represent their life experience. And I'm one of them. I believe that. Some women are choosing not to be mothers, and those that do, there's something more to experience before they enter their crone years. It's not all about being a mother and then being a crone. So there's a growing feeling that the traditional view of the maiden, mother, crone just no longer fully represents and length of our modern day life experiences. It makes sense. Yet there's so much wisdom to be discovered and savored in these powerful archetypes. So they have been expanded to make them more relevant for today. When looking at archetypes, it's important to remember they are not linear energies. They're spiraling energies that are used to explain a concept or pattern of behavior. They're not boxes to keep you confined in. The archetypes I'm going to discuss first are the traditional triple goddess categories, which are the innocent, the shero, and the crone. These archetypes connect the seasons of a woman's life to the seasons of nature, the four main stages of the moon cycle, and the four stages of the menstrual cycle. When you experience the archetypal energy on an individual level, it connects you to universal patterns of life. And this then provides knowledge and a roadmap to make the most out of those energies or to support you in navigating the challenges that come to your life with more confidence and ease. The archetypal spiral. Often, when women hear the concept of the maiden mother crone, they feel limited by the idea of connecting the energy to an age or experience, such as thinking they're too old to be a maiden, too young to be a crone, or to avoid the mother as they don't have children. However, I feel that these archetypal energies spiral through the entire cycle. They can move up and down. And it's important to note that moving up or down on the spiral does not designate improvement or regression, just movement. The energy may start with the innocent, but then spiral up to the crone and back again. And these energies can do this many, many times throughout your lifetime, regardless of your age. These energies reflect your current life experience and are not dictated by your biological age. Although each archetypal energy is more prominent during the four main blood mysteries experienced by women, and I'll explain that. For the innocent, it would be menarche, meaning prior to beginning menstruation. The creatrix is during the times of pregnancy, the age where you're fertile. Shero is perimenopause, and crone is menopause. They're also connected to your monthly menstrual cycle and the phases of the moon. So this gives you the chance to explore the archetypal energies each month and use their qualities to support you in your activities through the month. This can help you possibly plan and get the most out of your own cycles. So for the innocent, the follicular phase, that's the waxing moon. For the creatrix, it's ovulation, and that phase is a full moon. For shero, it's the luteal phase, a waning moon. And the crone is the menstrual phase, a dark and new moon. Sometimes your experience will only move through one or two of the archetypal energies before they return to the beginning with the innocent, or you may jump from mother to crone or crone to innocent. Remember, just like regular women, their energy spirals are not linear. So let's talk about these archetypes some more. Each archetype has two expressions: a fully expressed version where all aspects of it are embraced, and a hidden expression where some of the traits may be judged or repressed by the person who's experiencing it and therefore not fully expressed. And as you move through the archetypal energies, there is a natural ebb and flow in their movement. The innocent and the shero are expressed externally, and they look outside of themselves and share their energy. The mother and the crone are more of an inward energy where they rely on more of their own internal resources. Let's talk about the innocent. So the connections to that are new beginnings, explorations, spring, menarche, waxing moon. Initially, the archetypal energies are awakened as the innocent. When we are children, that innocent energy is awakened by biological and physical changes that occur in our bodies. When we are adults, the energy is awakened by our curiosity, inspiration, or our need to respond to a situation and try something new. Once the innocent energy has awakened, you can choose to explore this energy to dream, to follow your passions and curiosity, and try new things. You can then allow your dreams and passions to move into the next archetypal energy where they will be nurtured and brought into reality. The innocent energy is an outward expression, and as you explore new ways of doing things, you look externally for support, guidance, and resources. The energy of the innocent is of curiosity, excitement, and exploration. Next is the creatrix, and that's again connected to creating, nurturing, spring, pregnancy, and the full moon. The creatrix energy transforms the innocent energy of dreams and passions into something that's more tangible. And this could range from art and poetry, home decorating, or consciously creating a life experience. When you use this creatrix energy, you use your skills and resources to create, nurture, and learn. Once you're in the creatrix energy and are using it to build or sustain your creations, you have two further choices. One, you can spiral back to the innocent where you'll find another idea. And at its extreme, this becomes the shiny object syndrome where you get stuck in a looped spiral of creation and new ideas. It really makes me think of perpetual students who major in something in college, they get really excited about it, and just about the time they graduate, they get interested in something else and they go back. That's getting caught in the loop. Or you can spiral through the initiation and into the next archetypal energy where you will share your creations and experience of growth with your wider community. Although this creatrix energy appears to be an outward expression, it is an introverted energy because you're using your own skill and resources to create. You don't have to share your creations with anyone else. You can create purely for your own pleasure. The energy of the creatrix is of fulfillment, abundance, and growth. The shero is connected to independence, teaching, autumn, perimenopause, and the waning moon. The shero energy transforms the nurturing creatrix energy of learning and growth into something you can share with a wider community. It's a time of reflection, but also a time of externally expressing the truth of who you are in the world. You have more life experience now and have lived through situations where you've been challenged. You've grown as a person, and now you're more confident in who you are. You share your life lessons with your community and act as a mentor to those who are ready to learn from you. From here, you can spiral back towards the creatrix energy to retreat and create something new, or to refine a previous creation, or you can spiral up and move to the next archetypal energy where you will surrender and integrate the wisdom of the universal lessons and the cycles of life. So the energy of the shero is of reflection, self-confidence, and freedom. And let's talk about the crone. The connections are wisdom, endings and beginnings, winter, menopause, dark, and new moon. As you move towards this crone archetype, the energy wanes once more. You become introspective as you assimilate your knowledge, your life experiences, and you begin to own your wisdom. As you experience the crone energy, you have a deep understanding of the cycles of life and are ready to let go of what no longer serves you. During this stage, something dies, something ends. Usually it's the illusions, fears, and patterns that played out through your life. You no longer feel constrained by societal pressure. You are your own woman, defined only by yourself. You feel at peace with yourself, your life, and the world. Doesn't that sound wonderful? The energy of the crone is of wisdom, leadership, and fearlessness. So let's talk about defining yourself. In the traditional maiden, mother, crone archetype, 2 of the 3 patterns define a woman by her relation to another. The maiden as the daughter and the mother in her role as caregiver. It is only the crone that is defined in terms of herself. And perhaps that's the reason why she has been so feared through history. With the innocent, creatrix, shero, crone, each stage is defined by the woman's relationship to herself and her own experiences. She's not being defined by her relationship to another, making it easier to honor the ebb and flow of your own unique life path. And this gives you the freedom to dance between each archetypal energy as and when you like, to call upon its wisdom and experience when you need it, rather than being defined by it. Let's talk about feminine archetypes in contemporary Western society. You may know this, maybe not, but Jungian analyst and psychiatrist Jean Shinoda-Bolen came up with the 7 female archetypes based on the habits and behaviors of associated Greek goddesses. She laid out those traits in her 1984 book, Goddesses and Every Woman. And this expands the archetype categories further. They are as follows. First, the maiden. The maiden is typically associated with youth, innocence, the beginnings of self-discovery, and this archetype represents purity and the untapped potential of a person's early years. Key traits: innocence, being idealistic, intuition. Mythical representation would be Persephone, the goddess of spring. Contemporary examples would be Shirley Temple, Lucille Ball. On the light side, a youthful outlook on life and a joyful nature make the maiden seem innocent. She is adaptive and open to learning new things. Her shadow side, the maiden might be too naive for her own good, and that can put her in a state of maidenhood, of victimhood rather, and give the impression that she simply refuses to grow up. The maiden is the least awakened of all archetypes and has plenty of room for growth. She's intuitive and moves through life fully believing she can turn any of her dreams into reality. Next is the mother. Central to the archetypes of women, the mother represents nurturing, caring, and fertility. This archetype's not only about biological motherhood, but also encompasses the act of caring for and nurturing others. Key traits are nurturing, compassion, and being heart-centered. Mythical representation is Demeter, the goddess of harvest. Contemporary examples would be Mother Teresa, Iyanla Van Zandt, and Princess Diana. The light side is that the mother loves unconditionally. She's caring, supportive, loyal, empathetic, and highly compassionate. The shadow side is that the mother tends to put the needs of others above her own, neglecting to care for herself properly. Something that almost all of us mothers can relate to at some point in our life. The mother caregiver archetype does not have to have children. She shows great care to everyone around her and finds satisfaction in nurturing others. Her warm nature and loving energy give people a safe space to grow and flourish. Next is the huntress. Symbolizing independence and the pursuit of goals, the huntress archetype is all about focus and determination. This archetype thrives on the chase and the thrill of the hunt, whether it's seeking out new career opportunities, advocating for rights, or pursuing personal passions. Key traits are self-reliance, independence, and free-spirited. Mythical representation would be Artemis, the goddess of the hunt. Contemporary examples would be the character Wonder Woman, Serena Williams. Light side, she will face any challenge without flinching. The huntress is fierce and courageous. Shadow side, she can struggle with getting in touch with her emotions and being vulnerable. The huntress has a warrior spirit and relies on her inner strength to overcome obstacles. She's independent and knows how to take care of herself, which is inspirational to other women. And next is the wise woman. I've always been drawn to this phase. Also known as sage, the wise woman archetype embodies wisdom, insight, and understanding. She offers guidance and knowledge, drawing on a deep well of life experience. The wise woman is often sought out for her counsel and known for her intelligence and the depth of her understanding. She is reflective, often considering the larger picture and the deeper meaning of life's events. Key traits are being truthful, insightful, logical. Mythical representation would be Athena, the goddess of wisdom. Some contemporary examples would be Oprah Winfrey, Martha Stewart. There's so many. Light side, she always speaks the truth and knows how powerful she is, but she's focused on personal growth. Shadow side is she can struggle with being in the moment and showing empathy to others. The sage is smart and strategic, always plotting her next move. She is disciplined and willing to shed old versions of herself in her quest for self-improvement. So even wise women who go awry can bring themselves back around into the light. Next is the mystic. Engaging with the world through intuition and spiritual practices, the mystic archetype explores the boundaries of human experience. This archetype is connected to the spiritual aspects of life, seeking to understand the unseen forces that shape our existence. The mystic is often a healer or a visionary, someone who looks beyond the material world to the possibilities that lie in the spiritual realm. Their key traits are being introverted, calm, and they're focused inward. Mythical representation would be Hestia, the goddess of hearth. Contemporary examples of this would be Dolores Cannon, Dr. Sonia Rinaldi, Louise Hay. The light side, she has an aura of peace and tranquility and is highly self-aware. But the shadow side, her tendency to go into isolation makes it hard to start meaningful relationships of any kind. The mystic is most comfortable in solitude and quiet. She is calm and spiritual, seeking harmony. She helps others stay balanced with her peaceful approach to life. Next is the queen. Commanding respect and authority, the queen female archetype is all about leadership and responsibility. She rules with a combination of compassion and firmness, asserting her power in both personal and professional areas of life. The queen is a stabilizer, creating order and ensuring that her world thrives under her guidance. She embodies the role of a leader, whether it's in a family, a community, a corporation, or a country. The key traits are ambition, being outgoing and confident. Mythical representation would be Hera, the goddess of marriage. Contemporary examples of the queen would be Beyonce, Elizabeth Taylor, and the late Queen Elizabeth. On the light side, she is confident, loyal, and ambitious, and knows how to take charge. The shadow side is she can become jealous and controlling when she feels insecure. The queen is a natural leader. Long-lasting relationships are very valuable to her, and she understands commitment. The queen knows her worth and loves the finer things in life. Next is the lover. This archetype is focused on beauty, romance, and personal relationships. She's passionate and often serves as a muse, inspiring creativity in others. The lover is in touch with her sexuality and deeply values emotional connections with others. This archetype is not only about romantic love, but also about a love for life and all its pleasures. So that joie de vivre. Key traits are being attractive, being sensual, and emotional. Mythical representation would be Aphrodite, the queen of beauty. Contemporary examples of this type would be Marilyn Monroe, Rihanna, Brigitte Bardot. I can think of lots of others. The light side, the lover is magnetic and knows how to attract. She is confident and creates her own reality. The shadow side is the lover seeks external validation and finds it hard to commit, and she can also be very emotional. The lover is captivating and sensual with the ability to attract attention. She changes anyone she meets for the better and sparks intense connections. So are there actually 13 divine feminine archetypes? I've been seeing that for a long time lately. The 13 divine feminine archetypes expand even further beyond the traditional 7 by including some additional aspects. Now, these archetypes provide a broader spectrum of the feminine experience, representing various roles and traits women may embody throughout their lives. So here are the additional 6 archetypes. The healer. And this archetype represents restoration and healing, not just in physical terms, but also emotional and spiritual healing. The healer intuitively understands how to care for others, bringing solace and recovery to those in distress. The visionary, characterized by her ability to see beyond the present. The visionary is all about innovation and foresight. She dreams big and inspires others to follow her in building a better future. We're actually seeing a lot of this archetype stepping up now. It's wonderful. Next is the teacher. This archetype is dedicated to sharing knowledge and wisdom. She educates and enlightens, guiding others on their path to understanding and growth. Then the warrior. While like the huntress in her determination, the warrior embodies fierce protection and advocacy. She fights for justice and stands strong against adversity, embodying courage and resilience. The creatrix. This archetype is the quintessential artist and creator. The creatrix brings ideas to life, whether through art, business, or technology, showcasing the power of creativity in shaping reality. And then the rebel, challenging the status quo, breaking barriers. The rebel is driven by a desire for change. She questions norms and pushes the limits to explore new possibilities and forge her own path. So some of the questions that you might be curious about, is there a most powerful seduction archetype? Well, there is one called the seducer, and this archetype uses charm, confidence, and allure to attract and influence others. It's not just about romantic pursuits, though, but also about the ability to persuade and captivate it, whether in social or professional settings. And you may have heard of this, there's actually a forbidden love archetype. And that explores themes of the desire that defy social conventions or circumstances, and it represents relationships or attractions that are considered off-limit or taboo, providing a narrative of passion and conflict that challenges societal norms. I'm not going to go into detail on that because I could get myself in trouble. I'll leave that up to you to look into that. So there are 4 archetypes of the mature feminine. And those are the queen, the wise woman, the mystic, and the lover in her mature form. Those represent the seasoned aspects of the feminine. They embody authority, wisdom, spiritual depth, and matured affection. What is the old woman archetype? That's the same as the crone, just so you know, just like sage is the same as the wise woman. Are all these archetypes only relevant to women? Well, they're termed feminine due to their association with traditional female roles and characteristics, but they're universal and can be relevant to anyone, really. And these archetypes help explore human qualities and experience beyond gender boundaries. So how can you find out which archetypes resonate with you? Exploring your personal connection to different archetypes can be a reflective process. And odds are at least one of these archetypes resonated with you just listening to this podcast. But if not, consider taking an online quiz. There's so many. I ran into probably 50 of them just pulling together this information for you. It's possible that you straddle 2 or more archetypes, which means you're shifting into a different one. Remember that whatever result you get is a reflection of the archetype you are currently in this moment, and that will change with time and experience. So I hope this has been interesting to you. I think it's a wonderful time to tune into this and explore it if you haven't before. We welcome any of your comments and questions about this. Tune in next week. The topic is being too nice can be dangerous. I am a testament to that. We're going to talk about that topic. In the meantime, may your angels surround you. May your angels protect you every moment, every day of your life. I'll see you next week.